So recently you might have seen that my cheap Golf GTI is no longer running well. So the only thing I can do now is start it up, which I don't really want to do, and then get it up onto ramps. And today I've got all the parts that I hopefully need to give this car a good service as well. But first I need to make sure all of the old oil is drained out of the engine. Ow! Just like that, with some basic tools, we managed to get the oil drained easily. Which then, as just good practice, I'm going to replace the sump plug and the washer as well.
Move on to the oil filter, which is there.
And as easy as that, the oil is now drained and we can replace the filter as well. Because, well, it definitely needs it.
Before I fit the new one in, let's quickly pull this one out. And here we have the old oil filter, which, yeah, this oil looks like it's been in there for a long time. So I'll give up this housing a bit of a clean up now, and around in up there, and then I'll get the new one in, and then we can get the sump off.
And although I probably don't have to, but I thought I'd do it anyway, and I do like it looking pretty clean. And now we can get this nice new filter installed as well. And obviously set to the right torque settings. Which now the oil is drained, the filter is changed over, we've got a new drain plug fitted in. Now, to do the hardest part, take off the sump and yes, and see whether this engine is toast or not. Which obviously part of it, you've got to take 3 big bolts, 1, 2, 3 outside of the gearbox, obviously to lower this down as well. And to lower the sump, there's just 3 bolts holding it onto the gearbox and then about 1,000,000 10 mils.
And here we have the sump in question, and it doesn't look like there's any big bits of anything in there. So get this last bit of oil out and then give it a good clean out, reseal it, get it back on, and then obviously take off the pickup as well.
Good job, we checked this oil pickup because it was just full of sludge.
And here it is now all cleaned up, and as you can see, it looks pretty much brand new. And when I flushed it out, I flushed it through with some hot water and soap as well. There was so much stuff and sludge and crap that came out of it. So hopefully this now will solve our issue and we can get it back installed. So it's finally the next day, and the last thing you would have seen me doing is putting the sump back onto the bottom of the car, which I have done. The weather absolutely turned for the worst. It just became torrential, so I had to leave it. So today we're finally going to get oil in and then give it a good start up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it runs all right. Which, before I put any oil in, I'm just going to go underneath now it's settled and like maybe gone off. I am going to make sure the sump is all tight, just tighten up all the bolts, and then yeah, put the oil in, go for a first start up, see what happens.
And once I'd gone over all of the bolts to the sump, then we could add in some fresh new oil, some 5W40, and it takes about 4.6 litres. But before we start it up, I'm just going to disconnect the coil packs, just so we're not starting the engine dry.
And here we go. We're going into, for the first time, make sure it's in neutral. Yeah. God, I need to sort that out.
So once I was pretty happy that we cranked it for 10 to 15 seconds without any weird noises, we could then go ahead and reconnect the coil packs.
Let's go for a start up.
And there we have it, the engine is now running. It actually sounds really good. I'm so relieved with that. Loads of people were saying, oh, it's probably like your tensioners, your chains, all this, that and the other. But no, it was just an oil pickup.
Have we got any leaks from underneath? I don't think so.
We're looking pretty good underneath. I think the next thing to do is get the car out for a drive and then go from there. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yeah, those pops and bangs. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. I do think we need a new fuel pump though. I think, because I still feel like it's going to be a bit... For 152,957 miles, I think it's doing alright, you know. Yes. Ready, let's drop it down to third. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad it's running well now. Finally! Get in there.
ESP off. Whoa! Yep, that works. So yeah, this right here is one of my other projects, which you guys may or may not know about. It's a Citroen C1, it's fully stripped out, it's going to be a race car, it's going to get a turbo very soon, but what we're here for today is this Badger. The roof liner, which as you can see, it is very, well, just ruined. So we need to get this home, get all this old glue off, take this off as well, and then fit the new one. I haven't really thought that much of how I'm going to drive with this in the car. Let's get home. And now I'm actually having to come to my storage unit quick because I think I've got a tool that should help me clean it up a bit better. I'm hoping.
And although I do keep a lot of stuff here, this is what I could really do with a proper unit.
And I believe they are in here. That is what I need. Nice. Let's go get this headliner done. Yep, so this is currently the means of transportation on my head. Oh yeah.
Which now this headliner is finally back home, we can actually start prepping it by first getting off all of the old glue that's currently on the headliner. Which then we can go ahead and start laying all the fresh suede and the glue as well. And if you've never done this yourself either, then it's a pretty good way to retrim your own headliners. I literally bought the kit off eBay for about 80 quid, it come with everything, and look at the results of it.
And then we have it, the headliner is now retrimmed. Now just the hard job of trying to get it back into the car. Now since you guys did see that I got the headliner all finished, there is one slight predicament with it, and obviously now it is installed 9% of the way into the car. However, there's one slight issue that I have. I can't remember where all the bolts go. So yeah, it might have to come back down again. I might have to do a bit more research before we can get this fully secured, but for the time being, it is looking miles better. So for the minute, whilst it is temporarily installed, there's one other job that I need to crack on with because it is really frustrating me at the minute, and it is with this window right here, because as you may know, last week or the week before, I had it where the window decided it didn't want to go back up, and I had to have a plastic bag over the window, which wasn't great. So today we finally had a window regulator arrive, so we can get the door skin off and get it fitted on, which is exactly what I have right here. And hopefully, which then this should hopefully allow the window to go up and down. So first thing I need to do is take off the door skin, because that's the way to access them on this car, and then we can just swap it over. Hopefully it goes nice and easily.
And just like that, once all the bolts are out, the door skin can easily come off, which then gives us the access to all the things we need to get to. First off, removing the glass and the old window regulator, which then I could just reinstall the new one. It's just as easy as that.
And then we have it is all back together now. Yes, I did have to bodge it just a little bit.
Which now means we can move on to our next job, and that's suspension.
Now that the car is up and running, the next job I want to get onto is fitting some lowering springs to it, because obviously at the minute the arch gap is way too big. And I know I'm going for like the sleeper look, but I think you can't go wrong with lowering springs, and just a lowered car does look a bit better. Not slammed, just a bit lowered. So let's crack on, get these wheels off, get the car up in the air, and let's see how easy it is, or maybe how difficult it is, to change the suspension over on my Golf GTI. Now that the rear spring is on, we can get the new wheel back on, move on to the front, and then get the rest of the car done as well. For the front of the car, it's a little bit different. We've got to actually come under here, take out the 3 bolts for the top of the turret, obviously take the wheel off again, and then we've got to remove the spring completely with spring compressors, and then just rebuild it all. So let's see how hard this will be.
And well, It turned out that this was going to be a bit of a harder job than I initially anticipated. And yep, this is currently going to have to be what the car's going to be like until I get this job sorted. Apparently I need to remove the drive shaft and the whole knuckle as well. It's just something that I need you guys to tell me about and help me for the next video. But if you have liked this video, then let me know in the comments below and subscribe. It is free, and give us a like as well. And please help me get this Golf fixed. But thank you as always, and I'll see you in the next one.
Finally!